Road here, and welcome to my channel. You ever have one of them days when you think to yourself, if only I hadn't bothered to gone out, if I just stayed in bed and watched the telly. Well, yesterday was one of those days. The day before, I traded my Speed Triple in against this Triumph ST Sprint 1050, as in my last video. So I thought I'll go out and do a bit of a report on it, and while I was out I thought, I'm in the area, I'll pop in and see an old friend of mine. I know he was supposed to be away in his caravan for a few days, and I thought he's bound to be back now, so I'm sort of going up his street, and obviously when I got there he wasn't in, so he obviously decided to stay away a bit extra. So alright, I thought I'd find somewhere else to go. A bit more sports than tourer, which I don't mind. You know, I've got my Kawasaki 1400 if I want a out and out sports tourer. But yeah, for what I need this for, I think it's going to do the job well. Just really get out and get a few bits of footage, pick certain roads where I can exploit the potential. A lot of the reports are quite true, what I've seen on YouTube. Yeah, the backs of your legs do get a bit warm, be nice in the winter. Yeah, from the heat from the under-seat exhaust. And yeah, it is a little bit of a bumpy ride. It's whether the suspension can be softened down a little bit. And the mirrors, yeah, a little bit vibrating, but not as bad as some people have made out. I can quite happily live with them. The position of them is very good. I do like that. I think the dashboard is very nice. It lights up lovely at night. I'll have to get a picture of it in the dark. You know, so far so good. I'm not actually 100% certain on the front brake. Not probably quite as sharp as my ZZR. Having said that, the ZZR is ABS, so I think they always feel slightly different. This sort of reminds me back to my Honda Blackbird days, you know. Going to head off into town now and see another friend who's a mechanic stroke engineer. I really would like to be able to put some luggage cases on this bike, but the rails which support the genuine luggage are now obsolete. I've seen attachments, bits of them on eBay, but not the whole kit. Still going to keep trying, because I probably won't be doing any touring on it this year. If we do go away for a few days on another little tour, I can always take the ZZR. That's ideally if I could get a second-hand jibby rack, which will take my V35 jibby cases, and if this guy can adapt it to fit this bike, then I've got the same cases for both bikes. That's a win-win situation. But I'll have a word with him and see what he says. Hopefully he'll make me a cup of tea. It's amazing when you do that. You drive by a place with a big window, and we have to have a quick look at our reflection. One thing is good is you never realise how you look on a bike. Nothing looks worse than if you're massive sitting on a little bike. It looks a bit stupid. One of the we went to look at a speed triple, but it was one of the newer ones, the 1050, the same engine as this. But for two up, me and the wife, oh, they were too small. You know, we did look ridiculous on it, the pair of us. They're quite a tiny bike. Hence the reason I then went for the older speed triple. The one which has just gone to replace this. And as in my last video I mentioned, you know, if ever I get bored of this, I can turn this into a type of speed triple, sorry. I can make it like a 1050 Street Fighter style bike, put some drag bars on so keep them nice and high. It's still got the under seat exhaust on it. It's got the 1050 engine. So to be like a make do speed triple, because this has got so, you know, low miles on. This bike will probably be a keeper. I'm not interested in hanging on to them, and because one day they might go up, you know, if I live long enough to see them go up in value. Personally, I sooner just ride them and enjoy them. I live for the, you know, to now and not for the future. Well, coming up to my mate's garage now, so let's go and see what he's got to say. So, after leaving my mate's garage, I decided then, you know what, I'll go out for a ride another day. I'll just make my way home now. So I set off my normal route going home, but traffic was everywhere. Unbelievable, it was backing up due to road work. So I thought, I know, I'll take another route home. And that actually takes me by my first mate's house, who I called this morning, who wasn't in. So I thought, you know what, as I'm passing, I'll call back and see if he's arrived back yet. Stay tuned. So to finish off this story, basically I go down the street and I'm riding by my friend's house, and yeah, I see him unloading all his stuff from his caravan trip out in the drive. So rather than turn into the drive like I normally do, I went up to the top of the street and did a U-turn in a tightish sort of road. Yeah, I had to put my foot down just to sort of help get round. But I put my foot down on some gravel which had been basically kicked off someone's driveway, and that's it, the bike went over. So from all those nice shiny pictures the other day, that's now the state of the panel. Luckily the panel did have a few scratches on anyway. Now it's got a hell of a lot more, so I've just got to finish rubbing it down and then wait for my paint order to come through, and hopefully I can get it back to what it was. There's also a few scratches on the nose cone which need doing, and the rear right indicator is broken. Well, broken, it was more the lens. The person who helped me up after the tumble helped me push my bike out of the way, jumped in his car to put it on his drive, and actually then rode over my indicator lens. So I thought, oh, double whammy. So basically, yeah, that's the end of what started out being a good day turned out to be a really bad day. Hope you like this, feel sorry for me, and tick if you like and subscribe. Thank you very much, ride safe, bye for now.